Well, I can't help but say it, but we're right back to where we started. Yeah, kind of underwhelming season again.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah. So for reference, we've been gone for like a month. There have probably been a few people. I haven't seen it, but I bet there's a few people who've been like, "Where's Days for Suitors?"
I'm sure.
We took a break for about a month. I wanted to wait for all the bowl games to be over, and now we're back. So I guess I should do the intro before we get going. But this has been yet another episode of Days of Suitors, where we talk about the never-ending soap opera that is Oklahoma Sooners football. And oh boy, what a soap opera it's been this year.
Oh my gosh. What'd you think of the season?
Kind of like 2022, you know, a lot of ups, a lot of downs, a lot of this, a lot of that. Very disappointing.
Too many downs for OU fans, right?
Yeah, just too many blown opportunities, you know, just we can't get that consistency just yet. I don't know what it is.
That's 2 years out of 3 of Venables that we've had a losing record. That is not good.
We've been very unlucky.
That'll get people talking John Blake.
Oh man, yeah.
I know you hate to hear that, but that's how people.
Well, I
talk.
wasn't alive during the John Blake era, but you know.
Then after the season, we lose Zach Alley, the protege of Brent Venables. He goes to West Virginia, a lesser job to take the same job. Not great.
Not great.
And then we lose quite a few people in the portal, including Farouk.
Nick Anderson left.
Nick Anderson.
Andrell Anthony. What the hell, man?
Andrell Anthony.
I was pulling for you, bro. Though Dion Burks is transferring back to Oklahoma, though.
That's right. Did you see
that was a
how
bad
he
joke.
announced
yeah,
that
I
to,
did. That was great.
Yeah, that was funny. So
I was like, oh, at least Dion's not leaving. So we're.
And then we had some portal gains, and there's nobody really that sticks out to me. We did get a defensive end from Florida State that was a 5-star.
Ben Arbuckle, I guess, is our new.
We got the new offensive coordinator, Ben Arbuckle.
I've seen a couple of his play designs at Washington State. He can score at least. I can't believe I'm even saying that.
Yeah.
That's just kind of pitiful.
That's pitiful that we have to say that we can score. This is Oklahoma, right?
Yeah.
The team that used to score 50 on everybody.
Yeah.
And the defense might give up 51, but we did score 50.
Yeah.
So it was at least exciting, right?
Yeah, but he looks good, though, is my point.
17th in total, or total offense. I think he was 16th in points scored this year and 15th in passing yards. So much better. I think OU was in the over 100 ranked team in those categories. So. And then we got a new quarterback that came along with him.
Yeah, John Mateer, I think is the guy's name.
Mateer.
Good Lord, we are just, it's like a revolving door of quarterbacks at this point.
Yeah, I hope this guy sticks. I think he may have at least 2 years left, if not more. And then Hawkins, we'll talk about the game here in a minute, but he looks like he has promise. And
he's got heart.
A little more grooming than I think he can become somebody. So.
Yeah, it's kind of like Mickey from Rocky, you know. You got heart, kid.
Yeah, he's got heart. That's for sure.
But you fight like an ape. Try not to curse here.
So my question to you, it's 2 losing seasons out of 3. Horrible hire for offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Great hire for defensive coordinator, but do we need help on defense? We've got Venables, so do we need
help
there?
I heard some rumors that the Ohio State DC might have come to us,
Didn't
and
get
his
him.
fiance was in Oklahoma, but that didn't really. So we're still on the prowl. Who knows? But I'm not really worried about defense, though. All these people are like, "Oh no, Oklahoma's screwed," and I'm like, guys, isn't Venables like a good defensive guy?
One of the best ever.
I'm sure he'll find somebody that's.
And do we need anybody? That's my question.
I don't know.
So, but we've got us a hopefully top-ranked offensive coordinator. That hire of Seth Luttrell, really the downfall of this season. Our offense never had any kind of identity, rhythm. It was just pitiful.
Yeah, it was.
And then your guy, Jackson Arnold, transfers to
Auburn.
And we play them this year.
That's going to be weird.
I think we play him at home this year, right? Because we beat them there. So
Yeah.
So he'll get to play on his old home field. So that should be interesting. Should we go to that game?
I guess. I mean, I guess we'll see. But generally, I tend to be wary of going to games.
But so based on the hire of Seth Luttrell, 2 out of 3 losing seasons, are you ready for Brent to exit left?
Well, I would say no, because it just felt like a lot of things just went wrong this year. So, now if next year, this upcoming year, well, I guess I should say this year, because we're in 2025.
Right.
If it keeps up, then I'd probably be saying a different story. But I say we give him one more chance at least.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy.
No.
We got another tough schedule ahead of us. So, going to Alabama. It's not going to be easy.
We're probably going to be mad because we smacked them.
We'll have Ole Miss and LSU at home. That will be some formidable games. So if our offense is any good, I think our defense can stand up. But, but our offense has to be much better. And so a lot of times the coach is the difference. It really is the difference. But one thing I know is Venables has to be a lot better. These weird timeouts that he calls, and when we need him at the end of the game. In this last game, I'm going to talk about that here in just a little bit, but going forward on 4th and 1 from our own side of the field when we have all the momentum in the
I can appreciate the aggressiveness, but there's sometimes you're like, dude, just punt it away.
Yeah.
It's fine.
He's making some bonehead calls.
Yeah.
Bonehead hires.
Maybe it's because he's a new head coach, but I don't know. It's
how long are you new?
I don't know.
You've been there 3 years. You still new? I've been in my job less than 2 years. I don't consider myself new.
Well, we've worked at call centers for like 30 years, so.
Yeah. Venables is coach for 30 years.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know. Maybe he's still getting used to the idea that he's the head guy and he's not under like Bob Stoops anymore. Or Dabo Sweeney over it. No, I'm not talking to you.
How did you like the being a part of the SEC this year?
It was a pretty wild experience. Yeah. A lot of well, I knew it was gonna be tough, but it was pretty wild. Is all I'll say. It's pretty wild.
My question is, when do we get to play Vanderbilt and Arkansas and those teams instead of this?
I guess 2027.
Yeah. No, 2026. 2026 we'll get to play them.
So it's 2025. Sorry, I'm not. What am I doing?
Football's almost over, so we've lost our minds. So.
Yeah, we haven't been in the football mindset for a little bit.
So, do you remember this bowl game that we were in so long ago?
I'd prefer not to, but yes, I do remember. I do remember being very frustrated during the majority of it.
Yeah. Now, do you remember what bowl it was?
The Armed Forces Bowl.
Okay, very
good. I do remember that.
Very good. And do you remember what was played?
Oh, the TCU Stadium.
Right. Yeah. So, some familiarity there. Had to be a lot of OU fans there, right?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah,
should have been.
It's right down the road from us. So, what a debacle! Just kind of analogous for the season, right?
Yeah.
I
avoided much of OU Twitter during the game. I was just It started good though.
Started great. So Sawchuck, 60 yards all year, and he has 65 yards in the first half. I mean, my goodness, where'd he been all year?
I feel like Joe John Finley can't keep the momentum going for whatever reason, because he or at least if we're playing and we don't make any screw ups, he generally does well. Like in Alabama, he called a solid game. In this game, he started out solid and then just died in about the second half.
Yeah, we were running the ball in that first drive. We were running it great. No, we go away from it. Let's see if we can pass with a true freshman quarterback. So although we're playing Navy, we ought to be able to do whatever we want, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
So we're up 7-0. Sawchuck touchdown. Second drive, Hawkins makes a couple runs with his feet, and then he rolls out to the right, scrambling around. I think he went all the way to the left, and ran all the way back to the right. You remember this play? And then he tosses it down the field to, I believe it was Kearney, for a touchdown. We're up 14-0. Me and you are like, yeah, we're getting ready to win the ball game. We're going to have a winning season this year. Everything is fine, right?
Yeah.
Then Finley decides to take the foot off the brake, right? So we're up 14-0. How you feeling about the game at that point?
I'm like, hey, maybe we could actually, win this and respectably, right? Maybe give some momentum for next year.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
I don't have to hear all those angry OU fans doom and glooming.
And then second quarter starts, they kind of hold us, and we do a fake punt. You remember that play?
Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm.
That was a good play, right? And then we bog down, we go for it on 4th and 1, and Navy defensive linemen that probably weigh 260, 270, they stuff us and we don't make it. So that was the first little momentum shift of the game. But, Navy, remember how they were breaking some passes open, and the guy kept being a little off. Remember the quarterback?
Yeah.
He kept kind of overthrowing them.
Yeah.
And so we were getting kind of lucky, right?
Yeah.
Our defense didn't have the best game. Of course, we were out with Stutzman was not playing.
Yeah.
Bowman was not playing, and so there's some excuses for you. Does anybody accept excuses in college football?
Rarely,
right? Especially if you're an OU fan, right?
Yeah.
We're OU. Should we beat Navy?
Yes.
That's right. So
we're in a weird spot this year. We aren't acting ourselves. We got really drunk and started driving and crashed.
Put her in the ditch.
Kept rolling. Now it's in the ditch. And we're all like, now we're in the hospital recuperating for the next 6 or 7 months.
Got the breathalyzer in our mouth. So we still hold them. Navy's not really moving the ball on us, although they had some plays where they could have really done something. Go ahead.
Oh, here's a little fun fact I remember from the game. The coach at Navy grew up a big OU fan.
Yeah, went to school here. Remember where we went to high school?
Wasn't it Moore?
Westmore.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I knew it was in Moore.
You think he was thrilled to beat his old childhood fave?
I have no idea. Maybe.
Think he was sad that they beat us?
He probably wasn't sad, but he was probably like, "Wow, I beat OU," or either that, or he was like,
basically at OU,
or he probably shook his head like, "Man, they've fallen far." And now I'm like, "Dang, we should have gotten that guy." I was joking when I was like, "Man, we should have gotten that guy." Well.
So we still have the momentum. It's 14-0. They're not really moving the ball on us. We come up with a 4th and 1 on our own 45. And this is where I really question Venables. They can't move the ball on us. Punt it to them, let them not do well, and punt it back to us. But no, we go for it on 4th and 1, and we get stuffed, and they get the ball on our side of the field. Momentum change. Do I talk to you about momentum?
Yes.
Have you seen it at work from time to time? When
I have, yes.
When I mention it to you and say, hey, right here, the momentum has shifted. And then very first play on defense, we jump off sides.
Yeah.
So now it's 1st and 5 on our own 40.
And
then they zip, and they score a touchdown. Now what do you think they're thinking now?
Oh, they're probably thinking we might win this.
Yeah, they were down 14-0. They're thinking, oh my gosh, we're going to get crushed by the mighty Oklahoma Sooners, right? And then boom, 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 it's 14-7. And they're thinking, hey, we can do something here. That's what I'm talking about, momentum changing there. So the half ends at 14-7. So
I thought if we could hold strong and maybe get another touchdown. I wasn't quite in panic mode yet.
Still feeling good at halftime?
Well, I mean, I was like, oh boy, this could get ugly. But I was thinking, okay, if you hold strong, I think we can still salvage this.
Yeah, you're figuring we're going to score a couple touchdowns in the second half, right? We did move the ball well. Just a couple 4th and 1 stops where we should have kicked the field goal on the first when we were down there on the 20 after the fake punt. We go for it, don't get it. And then we get stuffed there at the 45-yard line, which we'd move the ball a little bit. So anyway, it seemed like we could move the ball on them. But we just bogged down in the second half. The offense just went into a shell, right? They didn't do anything right.
Yeah, it was just
penalties, fumbles, everything was going wrong, right? So just couldn't get
Murphy's Law struck once
Murphy's
again.
Law. So we punt the ball and down it on their 4-yard line. They've got 96 yards to go. Anyway, they're marching 96 yards on us with that defense we have.
I would say likely not.
Likely
but
not. Yeah, so I'm feeling good about that. I'm feeling like we might get the ball around the 50, maybe around 40. We're going to be back in business. What happens?
Dude cranks a huge touchdown run. Yeah. Because, of course, that's what happens. Because, though, you can't have anything good this year. Well, actually, we did have the Alabama win. But aside from that...
Where did that thing come from?
I have no idea.
That was an aberration.
Football gods are like, you know what? We're just going to screw with OU one last time this season, and we'll make it up to them next. We'll make it up to them next
Where
season.
did the Alabama win come from is where I'm talking about.
I don't know.
The football god said we're going to let OU continue their bowl streak.
Guess so.
I don't know where that thing came from. I don't know. That was amazing. But anyway, white boy, Navy quarterback.
Uh-huh.
Our guy is standing right in the hole ready to tackle him. But that triple option, you know how they fake it, pitch it? He does a little fake pitch, and our guy, when another guy was already on him, so one defensive mistake, pow, he's out the gate. Now, what I don't understand is all of these 4- and 5-star athletes we have on the team, we can't run him down and catch him before he gets into the end zone?
Must have had a lot of the newer guys in this game.
You calling it newer guys?
Yeah.
Is that what the excuse is?
That's what I'll say. That's what I'll say.
So now it's 14-all. Now what are they thinking?
Oh, shit, we could come back. Or something like that. I don't know.
They're thinking we're the Navy. We're in the Armed Forces Bowl. It's destiny, right?
Smoked Army in that Army-Navy game.
They did smoke Army. That's true. I forgot about that game. So it's 14-14. Of course, we don't do anything. We're just totally dead on offense now. Can't move the ball. It goes into the fourth quarter tied. We punt it to them. They have one good drive the whole game, right? They go 65, 70 yards, score a touchdown on us, 4 minutes and 30 seconds left. They're up 21-14. Now what are you thinking?
I was just kind of in despair mode at that point.
Doomed?
Yes.
Why?
Yes. Those thoughts crossed my mind, yes.
And, of course, they punt the ball to us, and nothing's changed. We can't do anything. We punt the ball back to them with 3 minutes left, I believe. And I know we'd wasted a timeout, which is another thing that Venables has got to get better at. So now it's 3 minutes left. They run it down, under 2 minutes, and we hold them, and we get the ball back. Now we wake up. Right? Hawkins is looking like John Elway, right? Throwing the ball left and right, receivers open.
And we're like, hey, maybe we could do something here.
So easy, right?
Yeah.
And what happens? We score a touchdown with 6 seconds left. 21-20. We're going to go into overtime. Surely we've got the momentum now. We just scored a touchdown. We're going to tie the game, go into overtime, and win this bad boy, right? No. Venables. Let's go for 2. Now, we have a quarterback that's mobile. Would you agree?
Yes.
Okay. And so you've seen a lot of 2-point plays this year, right? Not from us, but in general from the football games. Not too many?
Not really. Not too many.
Sometimes these guys come up with some great 2-point plays.
There were a couple I remember seeing. I remember, but
I remember we were playing, it was a bowl game, I think it was against Georgia, and we went for 2. And I think Baker did an end around to CD, and CD's coming around this way, and then they do the double reverse this way, and Baker has leaked out into the end zone. Easy 2-point conversion touchdown.
Well, unfortunately, Joe John Finley is not Lincoln Riley.
He didn't call that play, did he?
No.
So we've got a mobile quarterback where he can get out on the edge, run it in if he has to, or pass, put pressure on the defense. But what do? We do straight drop back. Don't use his legs. Everybody's covered. People get knocked down. He gets sacked. Ball game.
I suppose a fitting end to our season.
Mm-hmm. I sat on hold for an hour trying to get on the radio to voice my concerns.
Uh-huh.
And
I bet Traber and them are ripping everyone a new one.
Oh, yeah. They were saying it didn't matter, but it mattered to me. Do I like being called a loser? Losing season?
Well, no.
Laughing stock of Twitter? Are you kidding me?
I didn't think you used Twitter, Dad.
I don't, but I don't want to be the laughing stock in case I did.
It was just very frustrating. Kind of amalgamous to our whole season, really.
I think Venables wanted the season over as bad as we did, and that's why he went for 2. Right?
Probably.
He didn't want to play another little overtime thing that they do in college football.
I mean, I imagine a guy as tough and tenacious as Brent Venables was probably like, man, ain't worth it.
Let's just end it here.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Let's get this over with.
Let's just move on to next season.
Yeah. Well, he's had a tough year himself, right?
Yeah, he's had a... Yes. I'll just say yes.
Wife's got some health issues.
Which we're OU fan base is hoping that ends well. Hopefully she, goes into remission.
How's this whole NIL thing working in your mind?
Oh my God. I'm of two minds. One, I'm glad that college athletes are getting compensated, because for a very long time there was a lot of people who got screwed over because, they there were a lot of problems with just having the students, play, and it makes a bunch of money.
Right.
Why not cut the students in?
That's true.
On the other hand, we have NIL now, which, cool. That means, students are getting compensated now, which is good. I don't like... There seems to be a lack of regulation. Like, there should be some, not loopholes, but what's the word, Dad?
Contracts?
Yes.
Process?
Yes. A process, if you will. We're like, okay, why are you leaving? What,
What about everybody? You can't pay a player over $50,000 a year. Plus, you're getting a college education,
or at least
something,
or at least play a full year or two before you decide I'm gonna leave.
Or you have to pay the money back or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
It's none of that.
Yeah.
Which hopefully, I'm hoping. Hey, college football people, take notes from our rinky-dink podcast here. But yeah, I'm not really fond of NIL where they can just up and leave. They can just be like, and just go.
Now, what's your thoughts on the coaches being able to leave whenever they want? What's that? What's different? Why should the players not?
That's
be
a
able
good
to,
point.
Why should the players not be able to leave whenever they want, and the coaches can't?
Well, that's a good point. I don't know. I don't know.
I tend to make good points.
I thought you were you're always complaining about the NIL, so I thought you might
Yeah, I don't like the NIL at all.
So you're just playing devil's advocate there?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get a conversation going.
Well, that's a good point. I mean, I could say that it's a job for them, but at the same time, it's it's practically become a job for the college athletes. I don't know.
That is a job.
I don't know.
Full-time, working out in the summer, spring football, all fall. It's a full-time job.
Yeah, they're chucking NFL money at you.
Yeah, they're paying millions of dollars for players. So.
Yeah, so I'll just put it this way: I'm kind of. I don't like the NIL. I don't like how it's run. I like the NIL as a theory.
Yeah.
But I don't like how it's run.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I'm with you. All right. Well, we're back to the dark days of football.
Dark days? You mean no football?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
In a couple of weeks, we got the Super Bowl, and then what are we going to do?
We're just going to sit and cry in our closets and give in to despair.
Now, one thing that we did get this year for Christmas was college football 2025. What are you thinking of that game?
It's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it. It took me a minute to get used to it because it's not like the old games where you could just log right on and you can play an exhibition game. It's like, no, they have like Dynasty now. They're basically turning it into a college football NFL game. It's basically NFL college football.
Right. Now, what's your record against me so far?
I think 3-0 because you're getting better though.
That's going to change soon.
But maybe we could.
All right, let's talk a little bowl games. It's been a while. I really did not pay attention to the bowl. I mean, I lose interest when OU's down and out. We switched to the new conference. I can't even, we used to kind of root for the Big 12 teams, and I just can't bring myself to root for these SEC teams yet. So it just is what it is. So
though Texas played a Big 12 team. There's a couple crazy bowl games actually.
Yeah, we had some. Before we get into the playoffs, I'm not going to go through all the playoff games here, but USC, I think they were getting crushed there by A&M. And you came walking through, and I was like, yeah, USC's getting crushed. And then before I went to bed, I had to come in here and tell you, what did I tell you happened there?
Oh, they came back?
Yeah, USC won that thing.
Oh, Lincoln Riley finally won a bowl game. Good for him.
He's not dead yet.
Am I even saying that?
And then you talked about Miami being kind of a fraud all year.
Yeah,
right?
I've just... Yeah, I wouldn't use those terms, but yeah, I thought they were pretty fraudulent. I'll put it that way. And I'm like, and I was just, I was just shaking my head at their, like, to borrow a quote from Benoit Blanc of Knives Out fame. They basically are playing with they're basically playing with a loaded gun and with the lights turned off. Is how I would say it.
All right, yeah.
Like they were trying to lose all year.
Well, Iowa State came up and beat them 42-41, so that ended the season correctly for them.
Yeah, I guess a fitting end.
And then sort of a surprise. I don't know how fired up Alabama was since they didn't make the playoffs. Probably should have been in there. They were better than Smo.
Yeah, they said that, and then they lose to Michigan.
Yeah.
A down and out Michigan.
Right. So
that is embarrassing. Though my friend Chris from Bearded Book Beast was very pleased, because he's a big Michigan fan.
Okay.
So Chris, if you watch this, congrats to the Wolverines.
And then a team I thought was really up and coming this year, South Carolina. They busted us up, right?
Oh yeah, went toe to toe with Alabama.
Could have beaten LSU. And they lose to the Illini, Illinois. 21-17. So that was kind of a surprise.
That's unfortunate.
And then finally the 12 team most anticipated playoff starts. First round, no upsets.
Arizona State put up a fight against Texas.
If it wasn't for that game, it would have been a debacle. And really, Arizona State should have won that game.
I know. I was so mad.
What's the running back's name? I can't think of it now for Arizona State. Anyway, he's
I'll probably put his name up here if we can find it.
He's scrappy. He's very scrappy. So.
Yeah. No, I was like, yes, beat Texas, please, embarrass them. Sadly, that didn't happen.
Right.
But Ohio State did the job for us, so thanks, Ohio State.
We needed that, right?
Because I'd have been so mad. What another way to slap OU fans in the face.
OU way down and Texas win the national championship.
Yeah, I would have been pissed.
I'd have tail tucked between our legs. Been like one of those dogs on the commercials where the eyes flying or the flies flying in the eye, just feeling like that.
Yeah.
Just somebody shoot me.
Yeah, it's like, oh, look at these poor OU fans. Donate money.
Yeah, that was an overtime game against Arizona State, and Arizona State kind of choked it. They had him.
And the Auburn guy, what's that dude's name? Auburn. He has the crazy hair. Missed it twice. I was like, oh, they could do it, and then they lost. I was so sad.
Yeah, I forget that guy's name, but he had the kind of.
I think his name's Auburn or Brett Auburn or something.
No, that's the guy from Texas. So that's the kicker from Texas. It was some
I thought you were talking about the kicker.
It was kind of an elite name, like Mr. Magoo's son or something. So anyway, but and then we get into the semis. So Ohio State beats Texas 28-14. Nothing.
So thanks Ohio State.
And then Notre Dame and Penn State had a real nice game.
It was pretty good.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
Pretty enjoyable game, 27-24. So showdown between Ohio State and Notre Dame. Before the game started, what did you think was going to happen?
I was leaning on Ohio State winning, but then again they lost to Michigan, so
yeah,
I didn't really know what was going to happen. But I was leaning on Ohio State though. Before you get mad at me for being flaky.
Yeah, I was okay. I appreciate that. That's an after the thought prediction.
Oh.
So I get mad at you when you're flaky before the prediction.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So, but I thought Ohio State was going to boat race them. And it started out like that.
Yeah.
They were way ahead there in the first half. I had one eye on it, had one eye on my Rubik's Cube,
Oh, yeah, Dad got really into Rubik's Cubes.
Yeah, I'm a Rubik's Cube. I'm in the club. I can do a Rubik's Cube. I'm not going to show the fans, but I can do it without any notes. So
he was very hard at study trying to figure it out, so he put a lot of work in.
That's right.
So good job, Dad.
That's how you get it accomplished. Put the work in.
Yeah.
Go to work. Go to start chopping wood on the Rubik's Cube. So Ohio State's your national champion. How you feeling?
They lost to Michigan.
Okay. They won the national championship.
Somehow they did. I guess Ryan Day's, because people were wanting his head after that Michigan game.
Yeah.
And they somehow went into the national championship. So.
And then the defensive coordinator, I would thought he would ever leave Ohio State, but apparently there was some bad blood going on there, and
now he's at Penn State.
He thought about coming to OU, and then he rolled the price up a little bit, and Penn State paid the price, and OU wouldn't pay it up. So that's what I hear on the
sports
on the podcasts and things. I don't know what's true and what's not true. So anyway, college football's over.
Ah, man, it just started though.
Right, it just started.
How
can
it
be
on.
Over?
It's not fair.
We did springtime college football. So.
Well, they do have the springtime games.
Yeah, that stinks.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that. It's not fun to watch.
They gotta have a
three-game
scrimmage.
Yeah, there's 50 people there, and
yeah. Well, OU brings in a lot of fans.
Yeah.
But the game's just not. It's
like a practice round.
It's just nothing. It's a scrimmage. So anyway, so the playoffs. So the playoffs have been pretty good. Any surprises with Kansas City versus the Eagles?
I was just like as a urinating tree whose name Days of Our Steelers inspired the name of this very show. As he likes to say about his team, the Steelers, except I'll use it for the Chiefs, the BS is truly real because Kansas City, they're the new Patriots. That's all I'll say. Should not even be. If this were an objective season, they should have lost in the playoffs. To be honest, they should have lost.
Yeah.
But somehow, Patrick Mahomes and his little Houdini, Tom Brady magic, I guess, because Tom Brady's gone. He's got the Tom Brady magic now.
Just tell the Patriots.
even when they're down, they get into the Super Bowl somehow.
Like the Patriots used to do. No way they're going to win. They're getting ready to lose. Nope. Brady's not doing it this time.
Somehow they do it.
They're in the Super Bowl. Oh, they won it? Oh, my goodness. So there'll be 3 in a row. I'm not sure that's ever happened.
I don't know. I don't know either.
I don't think it's happened. I don't remember it.
But it's a big rematch, though. Philly versus the Kansas
last
City
year
Chiefs.
because they went against, the 49ers last year?
Yeah.
But the year before that, it was the Eagles, the 49ers, or the Eagles versus the Chiefs, and I believe the Chiefs beat them down pretty good. You feeling like this is going to be a pretty good game?
I remember it was a pretty good game.
Do you
now,
remember?
this game, a bunch of crap's probably going to happen. I'm gonna go for the Eagles just out of spite because I hate saying that because as a Dallas fan, I was really disappointed that the Lions didn't get in because man, they got a good ship running over there. It's just everyone got banged up and they finally paid the price for it. So
you blew it. You had it all and you blew it.
The Commanders,
the commies,
the commies, as we used to call them, but the Commanders, I mean. They put it on the Lions.
They're
that
pretty
was surprising.
They're pretty good.
Daniels, he's a player.
Yeah, he's good.
And I was very surprised by that game.
I was very surprised by the commies in general this year. They were seizing the means of production all over the place.
True commie fashion.
Yeah.
So I was thinking Washington might do pretty good against Philadelphia. I think the week before, Philadelphia didn't look that good. Their offense couldn't do anything, and they barely win. And then they just go up and roll the commies 55-23. So.
Saquon, man, what can I say? That dude's just cranking them out.
Mm-hmm.
That dude's insane. Easily play of the year is when he did that reverse hurdle.
Jump. Oh,
yeah.
I've never seen that before. It was amazing.
I'm just like, ah.
Just to even know to do that and then it work was amazing.
Man's a freak of nature. Mm-hmm. I mean, Derrick Henry is still my favorite, which another kind of sad that the Ravens didn't make it, but I can't say I was too surprised. They always blow it in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of blowing it, my boss, after the first round of the playoffs, he said, the Chiefs are not making the Super Bowl.
Oh, man.
And I immediately said, who's beating them? He goes, well, number one, the Ravens are going to beat them. And even if Buffalo beats the Ravens, the Bills are going to beat the Chiefs this year. And I said, no, the Bills aren't going to beat them. They always choke. They look great in the regular season. They look great right up until the AFC Championship. But if they get into the AFC Championship against the Chiefs are going to win.
Now it's 0-4 in the AFC, and that is just agony for the Bills.
0-4 in the Super Bowl.
Oh man.
0-4 in the AFC Championship against, I guess the Chiefs every time, right? So,
Bills Bills, I guess.
Bills being Bills, you know?
Yeah.
Boy, would you like to live up there in Buffalo?
No.
You'd think it's cold here.
Dude was blowing smoke.
They're calling us wieners down here, right?
Yeah.
That's probably -9 all. I mean, that's nothing to them.
Oh, man. Also, poor Mark Andrews. That last play, he was...
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, man. He even wrote an apology on Twitter. It was so bad.
I would want an apology.
That was so sad.
It was snowing, though, right? He kind of slippy.
Yeah, and he just kind of bounced off of him. And you're like...
Still got to catch it. Got to catch it.
Oh, man. That was unfortunate.
I hate it for him because he's one of my favorite players. So, but, yeah, Kansas City 32, Buffalo 29. Great game. But...
when I checked in, it was kind of slow, I thought.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
It was slow, but I mean, it was close, and it kind of heated up there in the second half, but Mahomes is Mahomes, right?
Excuse me. Yeah, Philly just laid the smackdown on Washington.
Unstoppable. Unstoppable.
I guess Jalen's like, oh yeah, we're actually a pretty good team, so we're just gonna.
It's what happens when you have a lot of turnovers. Commanders had a lot of turnovers in the first half, got way behind, then they got one-dimensional on offense. The Eagles' defense started teeing off, and it was just over.
Well, at least it wasn't 28-3.
Mm-hmm.
Because their coach was the guy who pulled that one. Mm-hmm. If you recall, 28-3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. Now
I remember 28-3 well. I was at Forest Hill that night.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually pulling for the Patriots.
And 28-3.
That was against the Falcons.
And they came back and won the game, right?
Yeah. That's why they call it 28-3.
Okay, yeah.
Because they blew it that badly.
Right, that's right. Okay, so this is where I don't want you to be squirmish.
Okay.
I know you said you're rooting for the Eagles. Who's going to win the game?
I hate to say it. It's going to be a 3-timer.
Yeah.
The BS is real. Okay. Chiefs. I'm saying the Chiefs right now.
All right.
Philly, please prove me wrong. I hate saying this. Again, as a Dallas fan, I could feel the word vomit. The vomit just coming out. The bile in my chest. But
Facts are facts.
yeah, no, Chiefs are gonna somehow. He's gonna somehow flop his way into another Super Bowl. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I
I agree with you.
Speaking of the Cowboys, for some reason, so they let go of Mike McCarthy, which I'm like, you know what? I'm not too emotional about that because McCarthy made some a lot of stupid decisions during his tenure as the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
But why did you get Brian
I
Schottenheimer?
was going to say, I couldn't remember who they hired, but yeah, that is a lackluster hire.
I mean, I haven't really watched him, but it's like, why?
That's a Seth Luttrell type hire right there.
Oh, we are so screwed.
Could we not go get Belichick out of North Carolina?
Oh, yeah, Belichick went to North Carolina. Mm-hmm. He's like, oh, yeah, I've liked college football since I was...
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I've liked college football since I was, like, a young kid.
Yeah.
He's all grumpy.
Mm-hmm. With his little hoodie on with the sleeves
little
cut off.
hoodie, yeah.
With his hoodie on with the...
Well, good luck.
You think he likes North Carolina Tar Heels better or coach Cowboys?
I mean, I hear it's less stressful doing
Probably
college
so.
football.
Yeah. I think Jerry should just be the coach the last couple of years of his life here, you know? God. So you got any hope for them? Dak Prescott, $50 million a year, can't pay anybody. It's a no-win situation over there.
It's not. No, Cowboys been lost for a very long time.
Yeah.
Even when we're doing well, you know, we got that Dan Quinn defense, we got that Mike McCarthy. McCarthy's not making stupid decisions. Can't do nothing.
Dan Quinn showed what he's worth over there at the commies, right?
I mean, we should have given it to him. He would have ran a solid ship anyway. Mm-hmm. Now we might have gotten a 28-3 situation, but hey, he's still a pretty good coach.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, aside from that, I don't really have much else to talk about.
Okay. All right. Well,
Belichick went to Florida.
Yeah, we went back.
That was a lot of fun.
Very windy.
Yes, it was.
Still had a great time.
Yes. Ate a lot of good food.
You want to go back this year?
I would. Okay. I would enjoy that a lot.
Right, we'll see what we can do about that. We will not be going on OU Texas weekend.
That would not be a good idea. Though I did have fun when we were there for OU Texas.
Need to recheck the schedule this year. I learned my lesson there, so I will not let that happen again. But yeah, another great year of Days of Our Sooners.
Yep, very
fun. Love you.
Very drama filled, and
It's going to be better next year. There we go.
Hope so.
Can't be much worse, right? If it's worse, Venables, it's been fun.
Yeah. Anyway, well, I think that's it, Dad.
All right.
Season 3's wrapped up.
Mm-hmm.
Once again.
Thank you, fans.
Sad to say, but I guess we should do it one last time before Season 4. This has been yet another episode of Days of Our Sooners. Until next time.
Boomer.
Sooner. Yep. Let's do it.